Hello guys, this is Agent here and this is our XFL collection.
Okay, here we go. The XFL was established in 2001. The first game was February 3rd of 2001. It only lasted one season. It basically consisted of 8 teams, which I'll go over with right now, which was 2 divisions. They each played 10 games total, 5 games out of the 10 were home, and then they played, and 4 teams played a playoff game to determine who would go to the $1 million game, which was basically the Super Bowl of the XFL, which ended up being the Los Angeles Xtreme and the San Francisco Demons. But anyways, I'll backtrack a little bit. But I'll go over each one of the teams. This is the Birmingham Bolts. Okay. This was the Las Vegas Outlaws, which are
the Memphis Maniax.
The Memphis Maniax. The Los Angeles Xtreme. The San Francisco Demons, which they played the Los Angeles Xtreme in the $1 million game, which was the Super Bowl. I believe every person on the staff and players won $1 million who were in that game. The Orlando Rage, which is one of my favorite teams. Them and the Los Angeles Xtremes. The Chicago Enforcers. And then New York, New Jersey Hitmen. Trying to roll everything to go over. Here's some of the. I'm gonna show over the cards. Yeah, there was the set of cards. I ended up with 2 sets actually somehow. I don't know how I did that, but I went through and put them all in the book. There was like 100 cards in this set. There was a couple. I think there's another set I don't actually have.
All the cheerleaders.
And all the cheerleaders. It was definitely ambiguous for the time. Okay. Here's what the cards came in, the packs. What these cards came in. This is actually one of my favorite possessions right here of the XFL. It was season tickets to the Orlando Rage that somebody obviously didn't use, which I thought was awesome. See, 5 games. They were all home, obviously. First game, which was February 3rd, 2001, against the Chicago Enforcers. The Citrus Bowl in Orlando. $25 per ticket, which is not bad at all. So it's like, right here's the Orlando. This was the brochure that they got for if you want to buy season tickets. So you could sit in this section right here for a whole season for $175, $35 per seat, category A, which I didn't think was bad for 5 games, $175 to sit. First section you could sit. Category B, $125. Category C was $85. I was trying to get a couple more of these, but I didn't end up with them. I'm not exactly sure how these were acquired. I know this actually wasn't a ticket for the XFL $1 million game, but I think it was anybody that bought season tickets, or if you went to the XFL game, $1 million game. I'm not 100% sure.
You probably got it.
Yeah, you probably got it. Probably when you went to the game, they probably gave it as like a souvenir, but I'm not 100% sure because I know that the XFL $1 million game didn't sell out as far as I remember. These little pamphlets, like they get at the gas stations or whatever, have their season, and I don't have them all, but I've tried to acquire most of them. Also, you could say this one was $250 for the premium seats, $125 for sidelines. The Birmingham Bolts.
You could get on the sidelines?
No. Sideline category, which was red. Chicago, and this was a little pocket brochure. This was a season or a ticket somebody actually went to. I ended up getting this for like $1, but they actually went to this game. It was Los Angeles versus the Outlaws, March 24th, 2001. This is a little thing I printed out and laminated. It's every game that they played throughout the season. I don't remember what website I found it on, but yeah, it just says the scores of every game. There was 2 playoff games. There was all these. They played all these games. Each team played 10 games total, because there was only 8 teams. And then they played 2 playoff games, which was 4 teams total. And then they broke it down to the last 2, which was the Los Angeles Xtremes and the San Francisco Demons. Which the Los Angeles Xtreme won the $1 million game 38-6 against the San Francisco Demons on April 21st. Which I also have the brochure from the $1 million game, which you could buy at the $1 million game. Just like any other football game, you have a little brochure. If you guys want me to go into more details about these? people had creative names. Those were the jerseys names. He hate me. But in the XFL, you were allowed to have your nickname on the back, which I thought was awesome. I know when the XFL comes back in 2020, they're not going to do that, and they're having all new teams. Which, you know, I'm just so glad it's coming back. I'm definitely going to be at one of the first games in 2020 when it does come back. I was super excited to hear that. I thought actually when I first heard that, I thought somebody was joking, but I think that's awesome. Yeah, there was the game. Then there was the 2 brochures for the playoff games, basically, the semifinals. I have one of them. I don't have the one from the Xtreme when they played. There's just some of the brochures from the other games. I got most of these on eBay. This is the coaches. All access pass. If you guys want me to go into more detail. I don't know, I just fell in love with the XFL because I remember watching, me and my friend would watch the first game. Watched the first game, we fell in love with it. We ended up playing Madden that year and making all the teams in Madden and making all the players with their heights in Madden. That's how we loved the games. We'd print out all the players' names and their sizes and their heights, and we went through and made all the teams and all the players.
And then you made them face each other?
Huh?
And then you made them face
Yeah,
each
well,
other?
they were all in the Madden. But this is awesome DVD. Anybody that's interested in the XFL, I found this on eBay for like $10, something like that. And it's basically Vince McMahon, a bunch of other people that played and did the camera work and stuff like that, talking about it. So if you really want to know about the XFL, get on eBay and buy this. It's an amazing DVD. It was 30 for 30 on the XFL. Amazing DVD. I can't even go into detail about everything that was in it, but here was the XFL football. This is what it looked like.
Except that's only a miniature size, probably.
I'm not sure. That might be full size. I can't remember. I used to have another one years ago, but we ended up playing with it down at the Humble lot. But I know the problems with this football originally was it was really slippery. It talks about it in the DVD. And they went in and took a sand buffer and buffed it out, and it helped it out a lot. And some of the stuff that they use in the NFL today is actually, they talk about this in DVD too, is used in the NFL today, which was the overhead camera. That was all designed in the XFL, and they had the Bubba camera, which was the guy on the field walking around with the camera, and it's named after a guy named Bubba. But in the DVD it talks about he never actually even held the camera. But here's some of the hats I've acquired. They all still have their tags on them. But Adrian's wearing a shirt over there, one of the XFL shirts. I ended up getting that for like $1 or something crazy. There was just the XFL basic helmet for the miniatures, and then there was, I'm guessing you could buy that as a souvenir at the game, the XFL $1 million helmet. San Francisco Demons, the Orlando Rage, just regular XFL helmet. Orlando Rage. Here's my jersey right here. Has the authentic stitching. He hate me. I really like this. I think I got this on eBay too for relatively cheap. Rod Smart. He was like the spokesman, basic. I don't know how you call him the spokesman, but he was. Everybody remembers Rod Smart. He hate me from the XFL because you're allowed to have the custom names. So a lot of them had crazy names, and some of the ones were really crazy. They talk about that in the DVD too. But I think that's this we made at my job. Some of the girls helped me with this. Probably the Orlando Rage is probably my favorite. Well, help me with it. They mainly did it, but nonetheless. But yeah. Well, there was the XFL, and I'm super excited to see it come back in 2020. And I will definitely be at one of the games. They haven't announced where the teams are just as of yet. When I shot this video, they were supposed to announce them by I think the end of the year. But I'll definitely be at one of the teams, and if they have one near me, I might just get season tickets because I'm super excited. But definitely love for the XFL. Hopefully it does good this time around.
Hopefully it has more teams than 8.
No, there's just 8 this time too.
What?
Yes, just 8. That's how they're going to start off. But you got to start off someplace. But Vince McMahon did a great job, I think. And I know he was kind of disappointed it didn't do good. And I was disappointed, and there was a lot of fans that really wished it would have. But sometimes, stuff happens, and hopefully this time around it works out pretty good for us. And if you're going to be at the game in 2020, I might see you there. So happy trails. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.